Today is the day that I will make you aware of a lot of things that have not been, a lot of things that you're not aware about this book. Of course, you know this book, right? I'm holding it in my hands, and you know what it is, right? You know it. Deep down, you know what it is. But today, I am not going to say, well, there's pros and cons. Okay, to a lot of people don't really tell you the thing that you should be hearing. Okay, here's the reason why. Because I believe that in order to get the results that I'm trying to get you to do, is to be able, once you're aware that's inside you, you can be able to not only be able to fix it and solve it, but when it reoccur, you can be able to solve it. And so, anyway, so we're talking about the secret, right? Everybody knows the secret, the mainstream secret, and yet so few people really discover the not. For me, I'm not per se an expert on this. You know, I'm still learning about the law of attraction, right? But to say there are another side of the law of attraction, most don't know. It's the mainstream that talk about these things, but they don't talk about the stuff that you need to hear instead of what you want to hear. This video, today what you did, subscribe to my channel because I give you the good stuff. It's so good that it's in your face. The good stuff, okay, make you go crazy. Anyway, this video I'm gonna pump up and make content. So when it comes to these, principle, it's basically this book is combining all the religion together. Of course, if you actually took the time to study, if you hear Bob Proctor say in his seminar, he talked about all religion is the same. Now you may disagree or not, but I'm not gonna tell you about religion, okay? Because I used to be Buddhist, okay? But I'm spiritual, because I found out, hey, I can study other religion if I wanted to. And when you start to dive deep a little bit to other religion like Christianity or like the Bible, or Hinduism. That's why I'm in favor of Hinduism, but that's not to say. But I'm not here to talk about religion. I'm here to talk about the thing that you need to be aware of. Now here's the thing. The reason why you're not getting the result that you want is because you still have the belief inside you too. You may know the law of attraction. You may attract little things. But I believe that it talk about visualization, but it didn't not enough talk about action. Because it doesn't talk about what you fear. Yeah, if you fear, you're attracted. But that's not to say that if you fear, I did an interview with the life coach, certified life coach and international speaker and author. She told me, Tiffany says, there's two types of fear. Fear where you should run away, that make your heart go racing. And then there's another fear where, you should do it, but you don't do it because you procrastinate. Now, and you prolong that, and you're like, no, bad things happen. No, you move towards it. You move toward the fear. Nobody tell you that. Now, here's the thing. When you hear the secret, what do you hear? I discovered something that you guys, this video is different, okay? How? Because I will tell you that I look all these guys, from Bob Proctor, from Jack Canfield, from John Assaraf, okay? Because I listened to John Assaraf video, and then Michael Bethwood, okay? You know what all these guys have in common? If you read their actually stuff, look at this. Lisa Nicole, CEO, Bob Proctor, he have his own business. Every one of these guys are in business, if you ever notice. You see, look, Joe Vitale too, they're in business. If you think about it, a book, they have their own book, it's a business. If they have their own course, they have it online, you spend money, that's a business. And thus, if you actually checked and if you actually check, I'm not disregarding the law of attraction. Is it true or it isn't true? It is true, but I'm saying to make you aware that it's also marketing too. I know that. So here's my side. So why can I? What's the authority that I have to say this to you? Because nobody's gonna say it. But here's the thing. So what's my credential for saying this? Well, I have John Assaraf reply to me. I have John Assaraf, Jack Canfield reply to me. Bob Proctor replied to me, and Lisa Nicole replied to me, okay? And then Joe Vitale followed me on Twitter. So I do have a little bit of credential if you think about it. Because I asked Bob Proctor how he set his goals. He set very high goals, which most people don't set goals. And also I got Brian Tracy. I got a lot of, not to brag, but if you're into the law of attraction, of course, if you think about it, that's kind of like the law of attraction if you think about it. Because it's about persistent. It's the persistent is the key, okay? Because you may know it, but you have the limitation of the mind, okay? And if you understand that when you go to attract the thing you want, you also have to be courageous enough to act on that fear you have inside, because it feels real, right? And then, but the thing is, you hold yourself back. See, here's the thing. When you have self-doubt and you have doubt, you hold it back, right? And you won't believe or trust in this great universal power to attract the thing you want, right? Now, here's the thing. When in the timeline you think it would gonna be like that, maybe it take a longer. The bigger goals take usually longer, right? Now, they say that your thoughts are things, right? But you have to do the Holy Trinity. The Holy Trinity, let's make it simple. Thoughts plus emotion, you take the thought. Thoughts are like male. They're male energy, right? Well, it's kind of like the conscious, right? Conscious is male, and the subconscious is female, right? But here's the thing. You need thought and emotion. You couple it up with power, right? So that's like male and female energy combined. So when it become one, and then what happens is you create a momentum and inspire action, and then you give birth to the baby boy or girl, and that's get the result that you want. But you also have to face your fear too. A lot of people don't want to face their fear. I have fear. Even if I know the law of attraction, I have fear. I want to, what's my law of attraction thing? I want to get CEO, best-selling author, and celebrity question. I have done it, but it took me a while to get them, okay? Like I mentioned, Bob Proctor, John Assaraf. One of mine is Brian Tracy. I got him. I have the credibility to say I have done it, and that's not to boast, but to tell you. Or also, I'm friend with best-selling author Michael Lozier, who's written a book on law of attraction. I'm very grateful for him because he guided me through my journey too. A lot of people I have attracted into my life. I have attracted a great mentor. I looked up to him. He's so wise and he have open-minded. It's not about getting things. I think we get it wrong. It's about becoming more. If you want to create value, you begin to develop value in yourself, right? So therefore you can give. And so many of us are unwilling to become uncomfortable to take action, right? See, the thing is, the quality of your life, as I said in a couple of videos, is the quality of your thinking. The quality of thinking determines the quality of how you get results. If you may think positive, but you get negative results. Why is that? Because some part of you know this, right? But you have not take the time to, because it takes long time. All the garbage that we have that you and I have are inside of us. That when we were born, a beautiful child was born, and there's nothing in the world that the baby idea was. The baby wasn't programmed, it was learned. So we have to unlearn the thing that we have learned. And if it doesn't make sense, I will make it simpler. Everything that you have learned up till now, from your parents, from your peers, from your teacher, society, you have to unlearn that. And then because the thing is, if people say they know the law of attraction, but why aren't they getting the result? Because some part of them, their subconscious mind, because the subconscious mind is very powerful, ladies and gentlemen. And when it's a driving force. It creates your habits. It's where all your fixed ideas are inside of you, and then you have to in order to break that, or not break it, but override that thinking, or it's about reprogramming your mind with thoughts that who you want to become. It's about be, do, and have, not the have, do, and be. So many of us are in this delusion about if I study this for an amount of time, like, okay, so if I studied back when I was in spiritual awakening. I was awakening, and I start attracting, people who are into the law of attraction. Okay, so that gave me credit a little bit, because I do use the law of attraction. Okay, I never say I discount it, but here's the thing: it's because I see so many people online say the thing that is not working, or I have used it before, but they're not getting the result that they want. So that's why I want to say this, because I got to solve this problem for you, because I care, because I have developed myself to the point where I have experienced the law of attraction. I use where, if you think a thought, if you think a thought for 17 seconds, you vibrate. I also interview author the author of Way Factor, he's into the law of attraction, So, and I'm not discounting that. It's, if you're not getting a result, you also have to take action. That's action is based on, if you are afraid, that you should. Nobody talk about, the hard work too, or the whole knowledge thing. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about it. So I noticed when you want to achieve bigger things, right, it takes really long time. I wanted to get Robert Kiyosaki attention. If you don't know who that is, he's the best-selling author of Rich Dad Poor Dad. He was on Oprah, and he have millions of followers on Twitter, right? And I wanted to get his attention, but it took me about 4 months to get him, or more, or 5 months. And then he quote back, or he actually answered my question. And also Bob Proctor. It took me a long time to actually ask him, and he replied back. And also I remember John Assaraf. He responded to my question. You can watch my other video. He responded. And if you don't believe me, I have proof. All you do, I can, if I want to. Now, I'm not to say I didn't do. I have lots of fear. I'm not gonna say that I don't have fear. I have fear. Even if I know about the law of attraction, I have fear. When you're growing, when you are adult, you have fear. You have bills to pay, kids to feed. What are you gonna do? Huh? What are you gonna do? People don't think about these stuff. So let's put this in. So either way, vision board or writing it down. You got to write your goal down. People leave the goal in their drawers and not look at it. So what you should do is, when you when I write my goal down, I tend to when I write it down, I play the music, like soft music, because that's how, when your brain is in that I can't remember what state is in, but when it's maybe alpha state, when it's in that state, because the reason why music is, you have emotion. Like, let's say you write it down, you actually you actually self-vocalize it, right? Self-vocalize, and when you write it down, you see it, and you see it reprogram your mind, and when you listen to it, it coupled with the emotion, and therefore it become emotionalized, and then when you keep thinking about it, you move towards it. It's Napoleon Hill to call it the burning desire, right? And here's the thing: when you visualize, let's say people can't visualize, you don't have to visualize this and still it's on paper. You don't have to. All you do is believe it already in your mind. Already, you have to be in the now, the present. But in order, because if you think about it, the reason why we can't get the result is because we have emotional trap from the past. Because the past carry it to the present and it become your future. Like it all happened simultaneously, right? So you have to, because in the part of your mind, let's say an event is so painful that you don't want to go through it. So what happened is what your mind does is it protected you, and it kind of created a chamber. It locked the painful event away, but it's still there. That's why people say, I can't remember the event. No, it's not because you have bad memory. You have very good memory. It's just that your subconscious or your brain is locking away so you don't remember. It's protecting you. Your brain, when you go to do something, it's protecting you and make you safe. It's not there to make you successful. But successful, you have, in order to attract the thing you want, you have to become that type of person. I created a new channel. This is my new channel. Subscribe to it because I'm going to talk real stuff to you right now. Because, one of my subscribers, he unsubscribed. I have the ability to say, he's not getting result because he wanted the fast way. He wanted the lottery ticket. If you study any successful people, Bob Proctor, if you ask him, Bob Proctor, people, they get the lottery ticket, but they're unhappy or they do suicide. They don't talk about that. But I'm here to say, it's about the developing. Also, you have to develop the habit to get where you want to go. If you don't build that, that's why if you hear Jim Rohn talk about self-discipline, it's more better than just acting, whether you think this is untrue or not. You can have goals or you don't have goals. You can go with the flow, But in this book, it's also talking about it's one law, but there's many laws of this universe. Law of correspondence, law of mentalism, law of cause and effect, Because law of cause and effect is the law of attraction. If law of vibration is, if you think about, it's the cause, right? And then law of attraction is effect, cause and effect, And then if you think about it, if you really want to improve your life, you must and foremost have knowledge. It didn't say that, but if you think about it, Bob Proctor read all the time. He studied all the time. If you study the top people, John Assarab or Bob Proctor, they read. If you look at his bookshelf, he have a whole bunch of books, And also don't just study the law of attraction. Study how to communicate, leadership, relationship you want. Study how to create good habits. Study the brain, study the mind. Study the thing that improve your life. When you become more, when you become a person of value, you attract amazing people in your life. That's what happened to me. I give you an example already in the couple minute video. This video. So, what type of knowledge I'm talking about? Well, the law of attraction didn't say you have to also communicate with people. You gotta learn to ask for what you want, but you also gotta learn to be comfortable to be able to receive it. To also learn to that law of attraction. The Secret didn't talk about rejection. It didn't mention rejection, and a lot of us are afraid of rejection. I do too. I'm afraid that I'm gonna get rejected by CEO, best-selling author, and celebrity. They're not responding to my question. But I got around about 40 CEO, best-selling author, and well, all together, they answer my question. So the question is, did I just sit back and relax, or did I took action? How many action did I take? Massive action. What some of the day I don't want to do because they might not answer. Sometimes I want to do it, but I'm afraid that they may reject me, but I still do it. So are you willing to educate yourself? Because I'm going to tell you that highly CEO and the highly, Jack Canfield has a mentor, His name is, you probably heard his name, W. Clement Stone. The one who is, got mentor, well, well, I don't know, I can't remember. He was working with Napoleon Hill. You know what Napoleon Hill is. If you read his book, Napoleon Hill, To Think and Grow Rich, it actually says you got to educate yourself. If you don't read, the highly successful people read about, CEO read about 50 books per year. If you read 50 books per year, that's equivalent of PhD, as Brian Tracy said. Nobody is smarter or better than you. The one who becomes successful, they just got started earlier, and they stay in the line. So many of us waste time. People, they still, for instance, if you're serious about being successful, why a lot of people are always on their personal Facebook? Because you know why? The big company know how to market to you, to your subconscious mind. Now, I never actually tell you about what's subconscious. Subconscious is more powerful than anything in the world, right? It controls your behavior, but it's also a receiving and radio. It's a radio station. There's music in this room, but you don't hear it. There's movies and shows are being played here right now. I may not hear it. There's radio wave. There's Wi-Fi going here and now. Right? We're vibrational being. But in order to increase it, we got to become it. And then when we become it, we vibrate at a higher level. Because I'm going to tell you, if you're trying to use the law of attraction just to attract the thing, you're never going to be happy. But it's who you become, it make you more happier. It give you the progress. People say progress is happiness. Right? So that's all I got on tape. And there's still a lot of things that we need to uncover. You and I are more powerful than we think we are. So look, I'm not trying to say, if you think about it, Bob Proctor, John Assaraf, maybe Joe Vitale, Jack Canfield, they also probably study marketing, because I know Bob Proctor, I remember he always talked about he's in sales. A lot of people don't understand. If you listen to Earl Nightingale, his audio, The Strangest Secret, he talked about sales. Everybody, you and I are a business. You and I are selling ourselves. I'm selling myself through this video right now. I'm selling my idea to you. You're selling to your family, your parents, your ideas, your dream, your goals. But so many of us got sold to by our parents, by teachers and society, saying, oh, you need to do this because that's the right thing to do. Like, for instance, look, when you become successful, it's not a lot of people look at a materialistic thing and say you're successful. Now, I say successful is when you're happy and you're doing something that fulfill you inside. Because if you're doing something that doesn't make you happy, like for instance, you're following someone else's footstep or dream, you don't want to do that, right? So, and for the adults, I know it's hard, but when you're adults, people tend to get stuck. They say, oh, adults have bills to pay, and yes, I get that. The reason why you have bills to pay, you have not studied, money. You have not studied the way how to be able to communicate with people, right? If you really understand people only, if you hear what people talk, if you give them the chance, people like to talk about themselves, you know. If you read How to Win Friends and Influence People or Brian Tracy's The Power of Charm, you understand that, right? So that's it. Oh, well, I have to talk about the law of attraction. The law of attraction says that we are a magnet and we attract things to us by our thoughts, right? But also by our action. You gotta move in the direction that you fear. Not the thing that costs you harm, but the thing that you're afraid the most. You know, a lot of successful people move towards what they're afraid of. If you hear it, Will Smith. I look up to Will Smith because I bought the book The Alchemist, you know, by Paulo Coelho, you know. So, if you want to get results, there's a lot of things that you have to know. Knowledge about people. You gotta have people skill. You have to understand sales. You have to understand the law of attraction, of course. You have to uncover a lot of things about the fear, the subconscious mind, the brain, how it's wired, how its habit is wired in your life, how its marketing work. You know, a lot of things that people don't tell you. That's why I don't advise that when you first start off in this journey, you can take it slow, but branch out when you because if you think about it, we human evolve. You know, not in, well, of course we evolve in, like, we age, but we evolve mentally. We can go into a intellectual realm that's higher, right? So that's it today. Subscribe to my channel, like my video, and I'll see if you like this video so much and it resonates with you and you understand that this is the time to take action on your dream, then subscribe. That's all I ask. You got this. Go make your dream come true.